Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara. Today, we're going to dive into a developing story that's making waves in the South China Sea. A Chinese Coast Guard ship has been involved in a confrontation with a Philippine government vessel off the island of Thitu, which is part of the disputed Spratlys archipelago. According to reports from both the Philippine and Chinese authorities, the incident occurred on Sunday when a Chinese Coast Guard ship used a powerful water cannon against the Philippine vessel BRP Datu Paguaya before ramming and slightly damaging it. Fortunately, there were no injuries reported among the Filipino crew members. The Philippine Coast Guard has described the actions of the Chinese Coast Guard as dangerous and provocative maneuvers, while China has yet to issue an official statement on the incident. However, Beijing has consistently maintained its claim of sovereignty over virtually the entire South China Sea, despite a 2016 arbitration ruling that invalidated its historic claims. This latest territorial face-off in the South China Sea is just one of many incidents that have raised tensions between Manila and Beijing in recent years. The Philippines has been seeking to assert its rights to the disputed territory, while China has been expanding its military presence in the region. We want to provide our listeners with a balanced view of this complex issue, so we'll be exploring different perspectives on the story throughout the show. We'll also be examining the implications of this incident for regional stability and global trade. It's worth noting that the South China Sea is a critical waterway, with trillions of dollars worth of goods passing through it every year. The dispute over the territory has drawn in other countries, including the United States, which has been conducting freedom of navigation operations in the area to challenge China's claims. As we continue to follow this story, we'll be bringing you updates and analysis from experts and officials on both sides of the issue. We'll also be looking at how this incident fits into the broader context of regional geopolitics and global trade. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're taking a closer look at a developing story that's unfolding in the region of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Reports have emerged of intense border clashes between the two countries, resulting in significant casualties. According to Afghan authorities, their forces have killed 58 Pakistani soldiers in overnight operations, in response to alleged repeated violations of their territory and airspace. The Taliban government's chief spokesman, Zabihullah Mujahid, claimed that Afghan forces have captured 25 Pakistani army posts and wounded 30 others. However, Pakistan has not confirmed these casualty numbers. The tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan are nothing new, with both countries accusing each other of harboring enemy militants. Pakistan accuses Afghan authorities of sheltering members of the banned group Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which Islamabad claims carries out deadly attacks inside Pakistan. On the other hand, Kabul denies these allegations, stating that it does not allow its territory to be used against other countries. Regional powers, including Saudi Arabia and Qatar, have called for calm and restraint, urging both sides to engage in dialogue and avoid further escalation. The situation remains volatile, with border crossings closed and trade routes disrupted. It's essential to note that the complexities of this conflict run deep, with historical, cultural, and geopolitical factors at play. As we continue to monitor the situation, it's crucial to consider multiple perspectives and avoid taking sides. The international community will be watching closely as this story unfolds, and we'll be sure to bring you updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the situation between Afghanistan and Pakistan is precarious, and a peaceful resolution will require careful diplomacy and cooperation from all parties involved. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to take a moment to discuss some of the latest newsmaking headlines around the world. You may have heard that the Nobel Peace Prize was recently awarded to Maria Corina Machado, a Venezuelan opposition leader. This announcement has sparked a lot of conversation and debate, with some people praising her efforts to promote democracy and human rights in Venezuela, while others have questioned the decision. One person who didn't receive the prize, despite being nominated, is U.S. President Donald Trump. His nomination was met with controversy, with some arguing that his policies and actions have been divisive and detrimental to global peace. However, it's also worth noting that Trump has made efforts to pursue peace in certain regions, such as the Middle East. It's a complex issue, and opinions on the matter tend to be highly polarized. Some people see Trump as a disruptor who is shaking up the status quo and pushing for change, while others view him as a reckless leader who is undermining international cooperation and stability. As we consider these different perspectives, it's essential to remember that the Nobel Peace Prize is not just about recognizing individual achievements, but also about promoting a broader culture of peace and understanding. In a world where conflicts and divisions seem to be escalating, it's more crucial than ever to prioritize dialogue, empathy, and cooperation. So, what can we learn from this year's Nobel Peace Prize announcement? Perhaps it's that the pursuit of peace is a multifaceted and ongoing process, requiring effort and dedication from individuals, organizations, and governments around the world. By engaging with different viewpoints and working together towards common goals, we can create a more just and peaceful world for all. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.